I am making this video to talk about what happened in the last couple of days on Twitter between Essence of Thought and Rachel Oates. Now, before I get into anything about this, I just want to send a message to Rachel and just say that I hope she's okay. I know that some people already talked to her, and I just want to let her know that she is someone very important to fight against bigotry, to fight against transphobia, to fight against homophobia. She is a very important voice, a very needed voice, and we are on well, I can't speak for all trans people, of course, but I am on her side on this. I am a trans person and I am on her side on this. And I think the way she has been treated by Essence of Thought and other people who follow Essence of Thought and apparently treat them like this fucking cult leader are completely in the wrong. And they don't represent trans people. They represent a fringe minority of hateful assholes. And I just want to send a message to Rachel, and yeah, I hope she's fine. She's a great person. It's good that she's taking some time off, because not only she got a lot of hate and bullshit from Essence of Thought's crowd, but also from Kent Hovind's crowd after she made a few videos debunking his fucking nonsense. So yeah, she had to deal with some very two toxic and hateful groups of people at the same time, and dealing with anxiety and depression, going through all this shit was definitely very hard on her. And I will get a little bit more into detail about this, because not only what Ethel, Essence of Thought, has been saying about her, but the fact that Ethel blocked her on Twitter, and behind the block keeps spreading a shit ton of lies about Rachel. And honestly, Rachel has never attacked Essence of Thought. Never. Every time she talks about Ethel, is defending herself from Ethel's bullshit and slandering and personal attacks to Rachel. Ethel does this behind a block. The only access that Rachel has to this is through screenshots. She cannot respond. She reads screenshots saying awful things about her with, dozens of likes, and she cannot address it because she's blocked. So someone who is already suffering from anxiety, looking at this shit, and without being able to respond and to defend herself, of course, I can't imagine how much that affects her mental state. Like, it's extremely unethical, and it's just, I don't know any other way to say it. It's just being a fucking dumb fuck asshole. That is how that is. I can't be polite to Ethel anymore after this. I tried. I fucking tried. I made a video a few months ago directed especially to Essence of Thought, especially to Ethel. Didn't help, of course. On the contrary, it made them more vitriolic and antagonistic against me. They kept calling me a trans token, which, fuck it, I don't care. But they blocked me in everything. I cannot address anything. Every now and then I get one of their sycophants, one of their cultists, start attacking me for no good reason. just because I disagree with Ethel, or because I dare to criticize the ACA for denouncing rationality rules. And all of this behind a block, I cannot defend myself either. And in fact, they kept calling me shit. They made a video where they attacked Matt Dillahunty. Seriously. Matt Dillahunty, always been one of the most progressive voices in the atheist skeptic community. Fuck it. He made a show in drag to make a point about this. And Ethel is such a fucking douchebag that decided to make a video slandering Matt Dillahunty as well, because Matt Dillahunty dared not to agree with Ethel. And according to Ethel's narrative, if you don't agree with Ethel, you're a fucking transphobe, because Ethel apparently is trans people. You're not. You don't speak for everybody, Ethel. Many of us think you're a piece of shit. It's nothing to do with your gender, nothing to do with the fact that you are non-binary or whatever. It's because you're a fucking asshole, and we judge them by your behavior. We judge them by what you say and how you treat people who don't agree with you. Being polite didn't help, so I don't know, maybe being vitriolic will. Probably won't. And that's why I think the best thing for you to do is delete your fucking channel, because you add absolutely nothing positive to discourse at the moment. Some people say that you did, that you used to have a good channel. I don't know. I just came to know your content recently with the whole drama with Stephen Woodford. So I don't know. Maybe you did have good content before. I don't know. But now you don't. Now you're just a divisive asshole. And you should stop getting involved in this shit, because you're not helping anybody. And if you keep involved in this shit, we are gonna keep calling you out, because you're a fucking asshole. And well, not only Matt Dillahunty and Rachel, Ethel also went after Aaron Ra, because Aaron Ra refused to talk about to call Stephen Woodford a transphobe. I don't call Stephen Woodford a transphobe. I'm a fucking trans person, you dipshit. It's a matter of disagreement. You are not fucking trans people. I'm not obliged to fucking agree with you and your bullshit. I don't agree with you, and that doesn't make me a fucking transphobe, you asshole dipshit. Seriously. Grow the fuck up. If you cannot contribute to anything positive, get out. Stop giving a bad name to all of us, because that's exactly what you're doing right now. And this is regarding this situation. And there is another thing. Like, when months ago I made a video about Essence of Thought, and later on, after Stephen released this, Stephen Woodford made his new video about trans athletes, a lot of people kept calling him transphobic, which was just absolutely stupid. And I decided to talk to some people who are keeping this narrative of transphobia, like Godless Cranium and Chrisiosity. And, well, Godless Cranium simply blocked me after a couple of tweets. And I had an argument with Chrisiosity, and she kept this narrative. And after I kept saying to her, stop doing this because you're not helping, and especially because she's enabling a fucking bully, which is Ethel. This narrative of calling Woodford transphobic, everyone who is associated with him, like Rachel, transphobic, or Matt Dillahunty transphobic, doesn't help. It's divisive, it's bullshit. And I told Chrisiosity to stop it and stop enabling and helping this fucking bullied asshole. And, well, she blocked me too at the time. And now that this shit happens, now that all of this happened, I was told, and I actually got a few prints showing me that Curiosity was and Godless Cranian were both refusing to call Ethel on their harmful bullshit, and I decided to ask Curiosity about it. Just ask it. And she, of course, decided to attack me for it. She decided to play the victim, that I was bullying, harassing her when I simply asked her a question. And she, refused to address it. She refused to address the fact that Ethel, who is, as far as I know, is friends with her, acted like a bully and harassed Rachel Oates, who didn't deserve it in any way. Not just Rachel Oates. Essence of Thought also bullied Lizzie Lang, who was also a friend, and was only correcting Ethel in some mistake that Ethel made in misrepresenting a study. Because that is another thing for Essence of Thought. Correcting Essence of Thought in a mistake is transphobia. They can never be wrong. They can never have a wrong opinion. They can never make a mistake. It's just some self-righteous cuntish attitude that everyone should criticize. And if you are friends with Ethel, especially if you are friends with Ethel, you should criticize this shit. If you really care about Ethel, that's what you do, because the way they are behaving is making them isolated from everybody else. It's just making them dig deeper and deeper into an echo chamber that they will never get out of, and dragging all of their followers with them into this echo chamber. And many of their followers, I've been told, have mental health issues. So yes, Essence of Thought is extremely harmful, not only to people that they don't disagree with, like Rachel Oates and others, but to their own audience, because they lock them in an echo chamber, keep spewing hateful shits to them, brainwashing them into hating everyone, and not dealing with the fact that in the real world, people have different opinions, and you have to fucking accept it. Having a different opinion doesn't make you a fucking transphobe, okay? If you are 10 years old, maybe I would understand that you think that way. Ethel must be, I don't know, 20-something, close to his to the 30s. So grow the fuck up. And anyway, by the way, the only reason I've been doing all this is because I am back on Twitter. Now, not with my original profile. I had to create another one, and I'm doing it behind a VPN. So I was still banned on Twitter. Let's get that right. My video is still valid, and I have to use a pseudonym right now. So, because if I use my real name, I'm gonna get banned again. And I still can. Like, some people can still flag me. Because, yeah, deciding to speak up against some people using the trans shield to be fucking assholes on the internet makes some people think that you are a transphobe and you are hateful or I don't know, harmful or whatever. And anyway, just quickly going back to Curiosity, yeah, she didn't, after a long conversation with her, she still refuses to address Essence of Thought as a bully that Essence of Thought is. She still refuses to do it. And this is very telling. She cares more about being right, about defending her side, than standing up against bullying. Now, she has been victim of bullying. I know that. She was. I'm not saying that she wasn't. I'm not saying that she's pretending. And that is one of the reasons why this is so frustrating. I was expecting more from her. I was expecting her to have some empathy with Rachel Oates, especially. But more importantly, to stop a fucking bully. to call a bully out, a bully that is her friend, that would probably listen to her, call a bully out and make him fucking stop. I don't know. I hope this video reaches her so she can think about the consequences of not calling Ethel out, because it's just gonna give them, they're just gonna make Ethel feel more and more right, more and more empowered by his little cult. When someone who is your friend, who you agree with, acts in the wrong, is in the wrong, you call them the fuck out. It doesn't matter if you agree in politics or whatever else. You don't let them get away with this shit, because ultimately it's bad for them. Because the way Ethel has behaved here has made them separated from so many people in the community right now that, yeah, I can see very little chance of them getting away, getting back from where they are right now. So anyway, I'm gonna keep this video public for a few days, and then I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna unlist it, I'm gonna make it private. Yeah, this is more of a rant about this specific situation, and yeah, I really hope Rachel is getting better. I can't reach her. I tried to send her an email, it came back, but anyway, I know there is a lot of people reaching out to her, and yeah, anyone, honestly, anyone in the community who has any questions about trans issues or whatever, send me an email, send me a DM on Twitter, leave a comment in this, in my videos. I'll be happy to address it. I'm not gonna jump on you and call you names if you simply ask questions. Don't worry about this. I'm not essence of fucking thought, or anyway.